Hi, Joe.
Hi, Lisa. How are you?
I'm good, thanks. It's a nice butterfly on your shoulder.
Thank you.
I know. I'm pretending to be at the water, but really, we're at work. Thank you for joining us today, everyone. We are going to, this is our first time, so you have to be patient with us, but we are going to go through some of our 10 a.m. Together Apart Club programs, and we've now uploaded them to our YouTube channel. So today, our very first one we're going to do is called Where's That? The Canadian edition. Some of you may recognize it because you were on our original program, but what we're going to do is we're going to show you a picture of somewhere in Canada, and you're going to try and guess what the name of the scene is. Sometimes it's a building, sometimes it's like a famous landmark. And I'm going to give you about 10 seconds to try and guess, and then we'll reveal the answer.
Okay.
How's that sound, Joe?
Sounds perfect. Let's go.
Sounds perfect. So number one. So looking at that picture, does anyone know where that is? And remember, this is the Canadian edition, so every picture we're going to show you is actually somewhere in Canada. Joe, do you know?
I think I do, yeah.
Why don't you guess? Oh, I know, pressure. You can guess.
Oh, yes. I'm going to guess Lake Louise.
That's very close. That's Banff National Park in Banff, Alberta. All right, our next picture. This one's a bit easier. Did anyone guess the CN Tower in Toronto, Ontario? I've never been up to the top. Joe, have you been to the top of it?
I have, yes.
Was it scary?
A little scary. I have to say I don't love the glass floor, but I haven't been up in years. Long time. Maybe I'll go again.
Number 3. I'll give people a hint. C'est dans la belle province. That is Chateau Frontenac in Quebec City, in Quebec. Number 4. Oh, this one everyone should get. What do you say, Joe?
I think that is Niagara Falls.
Absolutely. Niagara Falls, in Niagara Falls, Ontario. If you look down in the picture, you can see, let's see if I can circle it. Oh, I can. So right here, anyone know what that boat's called? Do you know, Joe?
Is that the Maid of the Mist?
That is the Maid of the Mist right there. Good job. We headed east this time. This is out east somewhere. Another hint, there's a series of books that are set at this house. All right, make your guess. That is Green Gables, and it's in Cavendish, Prince Edward Island. I think I don't know this for sure, but I think it's one of the most visited places in Prince Edward Island. Do you know this one, Joe?
Is it in Toronto?
It's not. It's in a big city, though. So that's the Basilica de Notre in Montreal. You can tour it. So if you go there, it's very pretty at night, but you can go in and tour and light candles, which I've done. Oh, we're staying east. We went east again. Do you know what province this is, Joe?
Nova Scotia.
Nope, it's close. It's kind of looking at Nova Scotia. Yeah. Yeah, good job. These are the Hopewell Rocks in the Bay of Fundy in New Brunswick. Does anyone know what the Bay of Fundy is famous, like world famous for? So the Bay of Fundy has the highest tidal tides in the world. So you can go sometimes, so that you can, basically they say you can walk on the ocean floor. So you can go sometimes and the water is up to the top of those rocks. Like, and then when the tide goes out, it looks like this. It's quite fascinating, really. This one, it's okay if you just want to guess the province we're in. What province are we in? I think you'll giggle once you see the answer. We're somewhere in Saskatchewan. Somewhere. So what we're looking for here is the name of that body of water. So it's you can see the big boats on it. It's a very important seaway, a body of water in Canada. I'll give you a second to look at the picture. It's hard. You just have to kind of guess what's a big seaway in Canada. That's the St. Lawrence River in Quebec. But it goes all the way to Lake Ontario. So it goes from the Atlantic Ocean all the way to Lake Ontario. A little hint, we're very, very east. You can tell I went to university in Halifax and I've picked a lot of East Coast pictures. I'll give you a second to guess. That is Signal Hill in Newfoundland. Joe, that would look familiar to you. Yeah, it kind of looks like my background. Yeah, it does a little bit.
I guess Algonquin Park.
Algonquin Provincial Park in Ontario. Good job. I'm hoping to go on a canoe trip next week, but we're going to the Kawartha Highlands. That's closer to where we live. The next photo. So this is where I went to university. I walked by this many, many times. Good job. It's in Halifax. It's called the Citadel, the big clock in Halifax, Nova Scotia. And really the Citadel's behind it, and that kind of overlooks the entire Bedford Basin. So you can kind of see all of downtown Halifax from that point. Oh, a little closer to home. For those of you that live in Peterborough, I'm sure you've seen this many, many times. So those are the Liftlocks in Peterborough, Ontario. They're the tallest hydraulic lifts in the world. So really at one time that was a waterfall, but we like to drive boats up and down the Trent Severn system. And so they've created these hydraulic lifts. And I don't know the exact date. I feel like I probably should, but I think they're over 100 years old. 1908 sounds familiar to me, but so that's quite an engineering feat if you think about it that way. 100 years they've existed. Oh, we've gone very far west. We are in the west coast of Canada. Joe, what's the biggest city in the west coast of Canada?
I want to guess Vancouver, but
yeah, no, it's Vancouver.
Okay, good.
So right in front, that's Vancouver, and what we're looking at is that green part is called Stanley Park. It's like Canada's version of Central Park. And there's a seawall that you can bike and run around the outside. Vancouver is a very beautiful city with housing costs that reflect that. They're a very expensive place to live. What are those, Joe?
Those are the Northern Lights.
They're the Northern Lights in Northwest Territories. It's on my bucket list. I'd like to go up and see those, and then I've seen the Northern Lights, but I'd like to go see them looking like that up north. Has anyone on the watching right now, has anyone been up there? Because that would be really cool if you have. Oh, cross the country again. This bridge, I think, spans over 10 kilometers. Yeah. I'll give you a second to guess. That is the Confederation Bridge, and it links New Brunswick to Prince Edward Island. I think this is our last photo. We're back in Ontario.
Ontario.
And yeah, these buildings are quite old as well and important to our country for sure. That's it. That's Parliament Hill in Ottawa, Ontario. So thank you for joining us. Thank you. We're gonna stop recording and we're gonna upload to YouTube and see how it went. Bye.